Let's go. So I have to add the channels, which I forgot by the way.
Um,
All right, we're live, guys.
yeah.
Welcome to the live stream section. So today I'm here with Hauwa. Hauwa has been, her videos have been going viral lately on X, on Facebook, and particularly on TikTok, where she's present. And I decided to invite her today to the studio to have a conversation about a host of issues, why she, does some of the videos she do, and her opinion about things generally, particularly with insecurity in Nigeria. Hauwa is a Fulani girl from the northern part of Nigeria, and she's stepped on a lot of toes, if you like, on social media. And some people think she's controversial because of her opinion on banditry and a host of other issues, particularly in the northern part of Nigeria. So you are a Fulani girl.
Yes, I am. I'm a Fulani girl.
So when people say you are not a Fulani girl and that you are just claiming to be a Fulani girl in order to attack the Fulani community, what would you say about that?
It's just a bunch of hypocritical people, people who doesn't want the truth. Okay, so to me, it's not normal for me to, just massage bad behaviors from the members of my community simply because they are Fulanis. I will not do that. So that is why they're angry with me, because I'm calling out bad behaviors in our community.
But what some Fulanis will say is that, yeah, you're saying that you're calling out bad behavior, within the members of your community, but you do that not in a pleasant way. You're very harsh and mean in your utterances. You say that Fulanis are the ones that are bandits. You try to label them and generalize them, and this is the issue that some of them have had with some of your videos and some of the comments you see.
First of all, I never label or generalize this, okay? Even all through, in fact, the second pinned video on my page on TikTok, you will see where I was saying it's not all Fulanis that are bad, all right? I have never generalized it because I myself am a Fulani person, okay? But I'm not involved in banditry. In fact, I hate it with passion, all right? So this is just this is just people who just want to silence me by gaslighting me or putting words in my mouth or misinterpreting what I mean. That is all.
Yeah, you said they are gaslighting you, but when you see, the problem is when you associate and you say Fulanis and bandit and you associate it with, can't you see why they are reacting? And what will you say, to justify, using it synonymously to say, oh, majority of the bandits in Nigeria, for instance, are Fulanis and things like that?
Yes, first of all, human beings are pattern recognizers, okay? When human beings see consistency in something, they're just going to label it as something, all right? But that doesn't mean that they are generalizing something, all right?
Okay.
For instance, the Fulani pastoralists, okay, they are the ones who started this banditry, all right? They first started by attacking the farmers. They take their cows into people's crops and they allow their cows to graze on farmers' crops. All right, that is how it started. However, and these herders are Fulanis. All right, so and the Fulani community was silent about it, and these Fulanis are getting away with their crimes. So and the government too are silent about the pain of the farmers. So that is how people began to like say Fulani herders, all right, because it's Fulani herders who are actually
into the banditry. So would you say that other tribes as well are involved in it?
Yes, other tribes are involved in it because these Fulanis live in the bushes, right? The Fulanis are in the bushes. However, they need intelligence, they need logistics, they need supplies from outside of the bushes. So I'm pretty sure it's other people. They have indigenous in the towns that give them intelligence. All right. For instance, there is a Fulani kidnapper that was arrested in Baruten local government in Kwara State, and this person kidnapped a very prominent Yoruba businessman. All right, they demanded for 5 million ransom, and that 5 million was paid, and they unalived
They
the
still killed
they
killed
unalive
them.
their victim. All right, but however, the vigilante in that community just hunt them down, and one of them got caught, and they started pointing at indigenous people inside town who knows the people who has money, blah blah blah, giving the information. All right, so these Fulanis are just working in cooperation with indigenous people in certain community. They don't come and attack just like that, because a blind person who cannot see will definitely fall into a ditch, right? So they need a guide.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah, you're right. When you say they have sympathizers and they have people that are
Accomplices, yes,
accomplices,
yes.
it's actually true. And there's this story of a guy called Audu Lankai. So Audu Lankai is from the Batsari Jibia area of Kastina State. So another notorious bandit called Bello Turuji
Yeah.
kidnapped him, killed some of his boys, and held him hostage and said they have to pay a ransom to leave him or something like that, or that he's going to try him in his own court. That if he's found guilty, that they will kill him. And I saw like people protesting in Jibia and in Batsari local government, and even calling on the government to go and bomb the camp of Bello Turuji to free their own son. So these are like people in the community, and these guys don't forget that Audu Lanka is also a bandit. He's a terrorist.
Yeah, a leader.
Yeah, he's a bandit leader in that area,
Yes,
because you
yes,
have, this that Castina Zamfara area, you have like different bandit kingpins,
Groups, they have some
here and there.
groups,
Yeah,
yeah.
you have, I mean, this one has been killed. Awalu Daudawa. You have Bello Turuji. You have, like I mentioned, Audu Lanka, and a host of other.
Dogo
Gide, yes,
yeah,
also operating in Niger as well.
Yeah.
Niger, Kaduna, Axis, and so on.
Yeah.
So the point I'm making is that they were all protesting, and when eventually they freed Audu Lanka, he came back to the community. People came out in numbers and were celebrating. And this guy is a bandit. This guy is somebody that could go to jail for life. Okay. And you also have the government on the other hand doing, some sort of deals with them. Yeah, so I do understand it. But when you see comments on some of your videos and saying, oh, let's not stereotype the Fulanis. I do agree with some of them, though, when they say, let's not stereotype the Fulanis. And like you say, pattern recognition. People say, oh, if it looks like a dog, quacks like a dog, it's definitely a dog. And if you look at what has happened over time, in the the kidnappings, and the cattle rustling and so on and so forth, people always point to them.
Yes, exactly. So that is what is happening. Especially look at what happened at the mall like yesterday, for instance. Okay, look at okay now bandits like Fulani pastoralists are causing harm in the rural areas. Fulani elites have monopolized power, and they're not adding value to the society where they live. And also look at this one. So it's a pattern. Oh, anytime this is happening, is Fulani always show up in that point.
The argument that some people will also make in the defense of the Fulanis is, well, if they are living in the rural areas and there's no education, there's no healthcare, you can also see why they're giving birth to a lot of children that they cannot train, that they will not send to school to get like formal education and so on and so forth. So if somebody lives in the rural areas and in the bush and they don't have access to education, to healthcare, and you don't show them love, they don't see the presence of government, they don't feel the impact of government, you see why, it also, becomes like the jungle for them. So anytime they come to town as well, it's different. So because we were talking about yesterday and the experience we had at the mall yesterday, because I told my listeners that, that I was going to invite you to come to the studio today. And yesterday we actually met up in the mall. And what we saw is that they said they're celebrating Eid. And when we're driving into that area, they were throwing stones. There were a lot of young boys, most of them from the Fulani extraction. They were holding knives.
No, cutlass.
What do you call it? Cutlass. Machetes, yeah.
Yeah, machetes.
And they were holding sticks and throwing stones. I'm talking about 200, 100, like it's a lot of them.
A large group of them.
Yeah. And they were stoning, like they were bashing cars, they were throwing stones and just vandalizing things. Why? Because the mall, which is somewhere, in Abuja, told them, look, you can't go in with this machete, you can't go in with these sticks, and
Yeah.
if you're going in, we have to understand, because if you go in and choke the whole place, it's going to be it's going to be sort of difficult for us to control. And we saw the police, that came yesterday and were able to deal with the situation. So when people see patterns like this, they tend to react. But what they don't know is that they have a lot of Fulanis like you. You're Fulani.
Yeah, I was there, but
But you're Fulani as well.
Yeah, I was
so when
there,
people
yeah.
generalize and say, "Oh, it's the Fulanis are doing this, the Fulanis are doing this," you sort of see where you are getting those kind of comments.
Yeah, people saying, "Oh, it's Fulani," it doesn't mean they're trying to generalize something. Okay,
Mhm.
it's just this is a Fulani person. Oh, this another Fulani person. Oh, Fulanis. It's just like a stereotype was created around our identity because of certain consistency in chaos that our people commit around in the society. All right.
Yeah, so consistency in behavior and
Consistency
patterns.
consistency in chaotic behaviors, menacing behaviors in the society. Okay, so people are watching this consistency. Of course, even though they say, oh, Fulanis are this and this, but the people who are saying this doesn't really mean that they are not trying to generalize the whole, because Fulanis is not only in Nigeria that they exist. They exist every all over Africa and Europe and America. All right, they're everywhere. Okay, so and so and people kind of people are saying this out of the patterns that they're recognizing, but that doesn't still mean that they are generalizing it. Okay, they understand that they are good and bad people, but the bad people have overshadowed the good ones. Okay, and the good ones now, what even pains me the most and makes me kind of empathize with these non-Fulanis, I would say, okay, we the innocent Fulanis who don't cause harm, who are peaceful, we are not speaking against this, because currently in Nigeria, people who are causing chaos in the country are these our people. All right.
Yeah, because
we are not sanctioning them. There was a video I made in Fulani. I made this video in Fulani, condemning this. This is not good. Okay, this is giving us bad name. Fulanis stitched my video, insulted me anyhow. Like instead of you to agree with me, for us to, first of all, if you are sick, if you have headache, okay, and you know that you have headache, what would you do?
You go to the doctor.
Yes, you go to the doctor. Oh, this place, and you're gonna get diagnosis. You're gonna get diagnosed, and you're gonna be prescribed treatment for it, right? So if we don't recognize that there is problem among us, how can we find solution to the problem within us? Okay, because even this problem is affecting us too. However, due to tribal, I don't know, due to, oh, we don't want people to say we are bad or whatever, so they just keep quiet about it and move on like that. It doesn't make sense. All right. And also, Fulanis are not the only member of this society. Okay, there are over 500 ethnic groups that are living among us, and our own people are disturbing them. All right. So it doesn't make sense that we are saying we are trying to protect our image while they are causing harm to others.
Yeah, I've also, like, in the defense of the Fulanis, because I'm playing the devil's advocate here, I have also traveled around the northeastern part of Nigeria. But there are a lot of Nigerians that are really ignorant about the situation in the country. And when you ask them about, for instance, Boko Haram crisis and whatever, they still say it's Fulani. But it's not true. Not necessarily. I mean, you might have Fulanis that have joined the ranks here and there in ISWAP. But if you go to the north, there are a lot of different tribes there that are actually, make up the foot soldiers in ISWAP and and Boko Haram. Most of them are Kanuri people. But if you ask an average person from the south, they're going to say it's the Fulanis. And I also understand that from what I gathered is that some of the Fulanis are even finding it difficult to rear their cattle in some of those places in Yobe, in some places in Borno. And they are moving to places like Plateau, they're moving to places like Bauchi, and they are also getting in trouble with the sedentary African farmer. So it's a host of different issues. It's a mosaic of issues. If you look at climate change and the migration of the Fulanis from the arid lands to find greener pastures. If you look at the social economic problems, lack of education. One thing I pointed out during the course of my travel and because of my interaction with a lot of people is that in these communities, you have a lot of children. Like, you go to like places like Damboa, and they're like thousands of kids running around without any parental guidance, like they're just running around. And their parents cannot even afford 3 square meals, or like cannot even afford to feed themselves properly. But you have one person having 20 children, 10 children. And this idea that, oh, don't worry, God is going to take care of everything, is God that take care of children, is also part of the problem. I mean, because it's not just the Fulanis, I'm just speaking in general, particularly in the North. What is your opinion on that?
Firstly, I agree that it is not only Fulani people who are causing harm. All right, we have, like I said, that we have accomplices that are working in conjunction with, in cooperation with the Fulanis in the bushes. Fulanis are mainly Fulani pastoralists are mainly nomadic. Okay,
Yeah.
they live in the bushes. Okay, then they don't really live in town like that. All right, so they need people in cooperation, like they need indigenous. Maybe for instance, if they come to a Kanuri dominated environment, they will mingle with they will, scout, just you
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But the
scouts.
Kanaris are also, a lot of Kanaris are also pastoralists. They're also nomadic people.
Well, it's not as they are not it's not as prominent as Fulanis.
Yes.
Okay, Fulanis are the kings of Fulani herdsmen are the kings of herding in Nigeria. All right, so it's not that prominent. Most of them rear sheep. It's not like cow.
Oh,
Like
they
that.
have their own cows.
They have cows, but it's not that serious. Okay, they're mostly farmers. All right, but Fulanis are the ones that are doing pastoralism. All right, and this Fulanis, they live inside the bushes. They live inside. They are nomadic. Okay, so and they need someone inside the town to give them intelligence, to give them certain informations, right? So that is that. Also, we have groups that are not really Fulani group. However, the king of them all is the Fulanis. For instance, the most notorious bandits in Nigeria is Bello Turji. Eh?
Yeah, there's also Ado Aleru, there's also Dankaremi. They're all Fulanis.
Yeah,
Most of them are Fulanis.
Dogo Gide, all this Dauda, what again?
Awalu Daudawa.
Exactly. They are all Fulani, prominent people, powerful. We're talking about power here. We're not talking about, number, people who controls the industry.
What about the Northeast? Because you have people in the Northeast that are also causing problems and Kanaris.
Yes. First of all, I didn't say there are no criminals among other ethnic groups. However, it's not as prominent as the Fulanis. Okay, it's not as prominent at all. All right.
So you're focusing more on like the area that you're familiar with, which is mostly the Northwest, and the criminality and the banditry happening in the Northwest. But you also have religious extremism in the Northeast, because that's also another area that people overlook. Because if you, whether you like it or not, the Northeast is the epicenter of terrorism in Nigeria. The North is also, what is happening in the Northwest is also terrorism. But what I'm saying is that there's an equal. The Fulanis are just like notoriously known for, I don't know, people believe they have power. And because of, maybe you can speak on that, because you told me about the power structure in Nigeria.
Yes.
And that the Fulanis are the main guys. I mean, you have President Tinubu is Yoruba. Most of his lieutenants are from the south and from the center. So why would you say it's the Fulanis?
First of all, in Nigeria, there are 11 governors who are of Fulani origin. And that is Fulanis are the only people who are able to attain that. Okay, who are able to attain that. All right. So in the northern Nigeria, we have 19 governors.
Yeah.
11 of these governors are Fulanis. Okay, Fulani holds significant amount of power. Also, the center of cultural and religious power is in the Caliphate. The Caliphate is the power center for religious authority and cultural authority in the whole of northern Nigeria.
Which is Sokoto.
Yes. And the only person who can occupy that space is Fulani. Historically, right from history, the person who even created that system is a Fulani man, Usman Danfodio. And up until now, it's continued like that, only Fulanis. Okay, Fulani. Also, we have this emir of Kano, we have this emir of Kaduna, we have emirs, also
So
cultural leaders under the Sultan. Okay. Also, we have the Miyeti Allah organization. Miyeti Allah organization is the most powerful ethnic organization in northern Nigeria. Very, very.
Magban.
Sorry.
Magban is called, Magban, Meti Allah.
Yeah. Pastoralist, just this pastoralist
They'll say
organization.
it's a pressure group.
Exactly.
And a political group that protect and defend the interest of Fulani herders, mostly herders.
Yes, also to regulate relationship between Fulanis and the
other groups.
No, excuse me, the farmers, like
Other groups
herders and crop farmers, right? Regulate the relationship, right? But these people, while Fulanis are going about destroying people's crops, they are not saying anything. They are not doing anything about it. All right, they are not saying anything about it. And recently, I think around early January, about 3 Miyeti Allah leaders were arrested. Did you hear the news?
No, I heard that the U.S. government, said that the Magban, which is Miyeti Allah, Kosora, whatever, it's also part of those that are enabling the violence against Christians in Nigeria, which I found that crazy.
Well, I don't know about that. However, I don't know. Okay, you are not really prominent in local news or local politics.
Not that much.
Okay. So in Kwara State, 3 Miyeti Allah leaders were arrested for supplying ammunition for these bandits. Okay, and currently Kwara is under siege. Okay, Kwara is, I think okay, I didn't show you the video, the pictures my mom sent to me today. All right. Like Kwara is under siege right now. Like T group activity is going on heavily there. So there are theories around there around the activities of these bandits. Okay, activities of these bandits. Firstly, people who are being terrorized in their community, they know people who are terrorizing them. Yeah. Okay, they are not just picking and pointing. Oh, this no. They are not doing that. Okay, they are saying what they are saying. They know their neighbors.
Okay, so they know their neighbors, and you say, well, if the government know about these people, they know where they are living.
Also, Gumi is a Sheikh Gumi. All right, we see Sheikh Gumi recently. He came out and said the government themselves knows about they knows the names of the T groups, and they also know where these T groups lives.
So if the government, according to him, know where they live, why is nobody stopping them? Why is nobody going to root them out and push them out from their positions and even arrest them and prosecute them?
Exactly. Recent wasn't it? Which day was that? When was that? I think early this year. 77 bandits were arrested by Kebbi State government, and they released them into the society back.
Why?
Also, bandit T groups they are building with our own money, taxpayers' money. They are building rehabilitation center for bandits. What about their victims who are traumatized? Imagine you seeing your family wiped out in your eyes like this, koro. And what is to be quite frank with you, at this point, I don't even know what is going on.
There's this story told by Dr. Kurfi. Dr. Kurfi is a prominent guy in Castina from Kurfi local government. And he was talking about a story of people that live in his community from Kurfi. He said these bandits will send their lieutenants, some 14 years, 15 years old boys, to the house of a neighbor that, you have a 14 years old girl that is beautiful, I like her. And that they will send those boys to go and meet the father of that child. And that 14 years old girl or 15 years old girl will follow them to meet the bandit leader. He will do whatever he wants to do with the girl, and then they'll return the girl back. And if it happens again subsequently that they, I don't think something is going on with my phone. And if it happens again subsequently that they see another person they like, they are also going to send for the person. So is this something that you know about? Is this something that's happening in you?
Yeah, I'm hearing about it a lot. Also, When I actually saw this first, and um that was I think about 5 years ago. It has really been a long time. About 5 years ago in our community, where I don't even want to mention my community because I don't want you know I don't want it to I don't want these people to easily
Yeah.
know where I live. Okay, so it was in my community that this girl that there's this girl, she's a Muslim though, a 12-year-old kid. So they came and said they want to marry her, and this girl was around, I think, primary six or something. And the father said no, they can't do that. Suddenly one day they just came to her school.
12 years old girl.
Yes, 12 years old. They came to her school and armed. They came to her school, packed all the girls in that school. Okay. Although it didn't make it to the news at that time, I was still even very young, so I don't have social media, something like that. So it wasn't publicated. All right. They went to the school, packed. I don't also want to mention the school because they will easily get to know where I'm from, or where I live, something like that. I live around there. So they packed all the girls in that school.
And this is happening frequently.
It's not only even Chibok girls that are the first girls to be abducted. Okay, and also even the Chibok girls, according to theories, okay, it's actually theory around the Chibok area that those boys also sat some girls in that school and they refused to sleep with them or something. So that is why they went and packed them, something like that. So it happens like that. When they ask a girl out, like, okay, I want this girl, and
some of these girls are in secondary school. They are 14, 15 years old.
Yeah, exactly. Some of them are 10, whatever. They don't care. All right, they pack all of them. Maybe one person rejected them. They will go and pack all everybody, maybe in the family or in the school,
and take them to the bush.
Take them in the bush. Grape them however they like, and some of them survives because kids, they are fragile. Some of them survives. Some of them cannot survive. They pass away from there. So it's really terrifying. The northern Nigeria is very terrifying, and the worst part of it is that our leaders are not doing anything about it. Okay, let's say Tinubu is in the southerner, okay, and we have this tribal or regional, zonal differences. We have zonal differences. This is south, this is north. Okay, we have powerful people from the northern Nigeria. We have someone at the top. Shetima is at the top there.
Yeah, he's Kanuri.
Yeah, Shetima is at the top. He's a northerner. Top there. Okay, in a position where he is able to implement to implement certain things, but he didn't even budge. Currently, in Borno State, there was a bombing and
incident.
A suicide bomber came into Market Square and other areas.
Is there a political dimension to this? Because the timing of these attacks are very suspicious. Ever since Donald Trump made the pronouncement that the Christian genocide in Nigeria, the rate of violence have gone up, kidnappings have gone up exponentially. It seems to me that his statement sort of gave them the social oxygen, the political oxygen to continue these kidnappings, because they know if they kidnap more, it's going to make the news and the government will have to run to give them money. It seems to me that the statement from Trump and even the deployment of troops in Nigeria, we heard that they're here for advice and so on and so forth, has not really worked. What do you say to that?
First of all, is all this American involvement that even made news, like the happenings, go more, like more publicity. These things is happening for a very long period of time. Okay. However, news were being suppressed. Okay.
The news was suppressed.
The news were suppressed. When you speak, they can come, they can pick you up, lock you up. There's this girl, I forgot her name. She's an activist, whatever. She talks about she spoke about the happenings. They picked her up, locked her up, and I think they are trying her in Sharia court right now for speaking up that the women are getting raped, their brothers are being unalived on a daily basis in thousands. These are all the things she complained about, and they locked her up. All right, I will search her name later. All right. So in the north, when certain issues happen and you publish it,
they don't like it.
They will track you down and silence you. Okay.
Why are they afraid of the camera? What's wrong with like putting information out there about the Malay of the society, about if there's something wrong, if there's kidnapping, there's theft, there's banditry, there's armed robbery? Why are people afraid of like having it on the news?
In fact, there was a time Sultan of Sokoto came and said that the internet should not be like, he's calling on the government. He's not calling on the government to end banditry and terrorism in the northern Nigeria. He's calling on the government to ban internet, because content creators are terrorists. How many people have content creator unalived? But bandits are there, unaliving in thousands on a daily basis. He didn't say anything about it. He did not say anything about it. Even VDM reacted to that. He said, "Oh, sir, it's not everybody, like, oh, it is true that some people use it to scam people, but some of us are using it to do good work, blah, blah, blah." Did you see that video? VDM.
So he's saying that...
He's saying that content creators are terrorists, that they should ban internet. While
from northern Nigeria, from the whole country.
In the whole country, because people are criticizing what is going on.
Oh, so
people are criticizing.
They are scared of the criticism.
Yes, people are criticizing, and he just let everywhere be dark. Let there be darkness in that northern Nigeria. So the Trump's Americans kind of talking about this helps, shed light.
He gave it publicity.
The happenings there.
But according to analysts, they say since the Americans got involved in this, that the situation have
skyrocketed.
Yeah, it's gone up.
No. The situation is being revealed as it is. It's like gradually. Okay, things are really happening in that northern Nigeria. All right, but news were being suppressed like that. So like all the Sharia, blasphemy law, extremism, banditry, all of these things, it's prominent over there. All right. But because we were very scared of our leaders, all right, we're very scared. They can pick you up when you say something that is not of their best interest. For instance, look at El Rufai today. They're persecuting El Rufai because now El Rufai is speaking against them. That is why they even sent DSS to the airport to go and arrest him. Why? Because he's speaking against them.
Yeah, but he was also part of the system and benefited from it.
He used to be there. Maybe he wants to turn a new leaf now. He is speaking against them. Now they are trying to silence him. Gumi is working free, but he's interacting. There are pictures of Gumi and terrorists in bushes together.
Yeah, but he will say, if you ask him, he will say, well, I'm interceding on behalf of the government. I'm like a middleman, helping the government to free some of these hostages because I know how to speak to these bandits. I'm the one that know how to speak to them, and they will act right. I mean, this is the position that Gumi will take. You said, I'm there to help the government.
It's such a shame, okay? It's such a shame, okay, that if someone like Gumi will not be an intermediary between bandits and government. First of all, Gumi does not hold any governmental office.
Yeah, but he has charisma. He's a charismatic leader. He has charisma. He has following. So he's influential and people listen to him.
No. Like, why would they listen to him?
Because he's a religious leader.
Why would they listen to him?
He's a religious leader. He has influence. He has following. People listen to who they want to listen to.
No.
Religious leaders, political leaders, even content creators have followers.
No, I'm talking about the bandits. Why would a bandit listen to someone like Gumi?
Yeah, I'm not speaking for Sheikh Gumi. I'm not his spokesperson, but I'm saying that if you hear statements that he's put out that the government should do more for the Fulani communities and some of these rural areas where this banditry is happening, that the reason why this banditry has festered and become as deep as it is today is because the lack of school, healthcare, and other social services in some of their communities. This is what Sheikh Gumi is saying. And he has a point. Do I agree with him sympathizing with them? Absolutely not. But he does have a point. Don't you think he has a point when he says that the government should do more by providing these social services to their communities?
He's saying the government should negotiate with them.
Yeah, that as well. I mean, again, I'm not. This is a different topic from what I said earlier.
Okay.
Your question is, why is Shegumi seen by the bandits as somebody that they can trust? That's what you said, and I said,
yes.
yeah, advocacy for the government. Asking the government.
Advocacy for the terrorists. Yes.
No, for their communities. Because
no. Wait. Fulani have their community, and there are criminals who have isolated themselves from our community to cause harm. They are not representing us. Okay, why is Gumi telling government to negotiate with them?
But these bandits live in those communities. You saw it yesterday when we met at the mall. You saw what happened yesterday. A bunch of young Fulani boys, they all came there to have fun. Most of them, I don't even know whether they were on drugs. They were holding knives. They wanted to go to the mall with a knife. Some of them were having sticks. But what I saw yesterday again, which is a pattern I've seen in so many places, if the number there I saw, let's say roughly the men would be like 200. There were over, I don't know, 900 or 1,000 women and children. So there were so many women and children, and they were all mixed up together. So it's difficult to isolate them and to deal with them. And it's the same thing in their communities in the areas that they live. So you have like 300 men causing problems, hiding behind those 5,000 or 6,000 children that they have, and 4,000 wives or women that they're living with. So it's also part of the problem. So when Shegumi, and again, I'm not advocating on his behalf, when he's saying that the government should provide facilities for their communities, don't you think there's sense in that?
Okay. First of all, those women are accomplices. According to our law, anybody who connive with criminal is a criminal. All right? So anybody who connive with a criminal is a criminal. Those women, they don't have sense. They know their husbands are doing wrong. But yet,
and their children.
Yet they stay with them and nurture them and all of that. Some of them even encourage them because there was a time one of our lecturer got kidnapped on his way to Kogi State. Okay, by a Fulani. They took him to their gure, to their ga, right, to their village. Okay, and they tied him up like this. He came and they tied him up, and he said the children were coming to mock him, the wives were spitting on him, something like that. They are accomplices, they are criminals too.
So the wives of these bandits,
they should be executed too, alongside with their husbands. They know these people are doing harm to people. All right, they are causing harm to people, and yet these people are staying with them, even like they are conniving. If you are an accomplice of a criminal, you are a criminal yourself, and you should be brought to justice alongside with them.
What about all the young children we see everywhere? 30, 40 children from one man.
The children can be taken to custody. Military can do that. Okay, they can bring the adults to justice and just take custody of the children. All right, but the women too must be executed. If I'm in that kind of power, I will do it. I will not have mercy on any woman.
It's very controversial what you're saying.
I will not have mercy on any woman who any wife of a bandit. Okay, a man is a bandit. Like, and also it's not like they came to steal you from the unwillingly. No, Fulanis don't steal wife from Fulani. Okay, like women, no, they don't do that. Your lawfully wife, you go. Like, you are fully married with this man and he's causing harm and you are allowing him to sleep with you and you didn't even flee to your family or something. It doesn't make sense. So you are an accomplice.
So you're saying that most of these...
Even me, I swear, if God forbid, if my husband is a criminal or whatever, I will be the one to end him myself. I would rather...
You report him to the police?
I will report him. I will put something... poison him and he will go away.
That's dangerous. You could go to jail.
No problem. It is better I save 1 million people than to destroy 1 million people. If I alone go to jail, it's fine. Let other people be safe around. Yes, I can take that sacrifice.
Oh my God.
Yes.
So let's talk about the economy of Nigeria, because I don't want us to dwell on this, which is very controversial. I mean, a lot of people, they hear your position on this, and it's very controversial. So in terms of the socioeconomic problem in Nigeria, what do you think is the solution to these issues. What do you think the government is doing? The government needs to do that it has not done yet. And what is your take on the economic and political challenges of Nigeria?
When you have to do with poverty rates, okay, northern Nigeria have 70% poverty rate, and in southern Nigeria have 30% poverty rate. Okay, I made a video about that. Okay, so there's more poverty in the northern Nigeria, and the primary cause of it is insecurity. The major source of revenue in the northern Nigeria is farming. And pastoralists are not allowing farmers to go and do their farming work. And also, in this rural community alone that they burnt, they burnt unalive people. There are farm produce there that are stored millions in, like there are millions of assets in farm produce. They burnt down everything. Soya beans, maize. I mean, is it maize or corn or whatever?
Yeah, corn.
Millet, farm produce, they burnt down everything to ashes.
Wow.
You understand? And this is something that can generate millions on investment, on to like millions.
Yeah, this is an investment that can generate millions to the community.
Yes, but they burnt down everything. So insecurity is the major problem right now.
So how can you ameliorate these challenges, particularly insecurity? What can the government do in these communities? Because if you look at it, the population in the north is enormous. People are saying, oh, it's 50% or 60%, then the south is 40%. I don't even believe so, because the last time we did census was a long time ago. So, because when I go to some of these communities, you see a man that cannot go to farm, is probably doing menial jobs and earning maybe 20,000 a month, which is in dollar terms is like $15 a month. And this person have 4 wives or 3 wives, or like maybe not even wife, but have children from like different women. And one thing that even shocked me is that like some of them that live on the IDP camps, sometimes you have organizations, they come there and give them subventions. They give them like little grants, and they'll give them a one-time payment of, let's say, 120,000 naira, which is like 80 or so dollars. This person that have all this problem, they have all these children running around without slippers. They have all these children running around without slippers. They not even take care of his wife. They are begging on the road, will go and marry another wife. So it's I think the fact that they can't send those children to school to attain certain skills. I'm not even talking about Western education to read and write and all of that. Skill acquisition. If you have a child, I think you have a responsibility to give that child, training, to upbringing, which is important. And this is the primary source of this banditry today. You saw some of those boys yesterday, 14 years, 15 years. And I mean, maybe nobody's taking care of them. This is why we're in this situation. So what can the government do to stop this? Should the government intervene, and even put a cap on how many children somebody can give birth to? Like, what are some of the practical steps that the government can take to stem this tide of insecurity?
First of all, this whole overpopulation or having too many kids, all this is just indoctrination. All right.
From where?
Indoctrination from their religious practices.
What religion?
Islam. All right. 90% of excuse me. Let me check the statistics to be sure. Okay.
Yeah, let's say roughly around. You're talking about
how many percentage of Muslims and Christians? Okay.
Oh, let's say 70% of.
Okay.
65, 70%.
Okay. Let's say that. Okay. Because of the Islamic teaching of you can marry up to 4 wives. All right, you can marry up to 4 wives, and because of that, on that ground, these people, it enabled them to get married because God says so. All right. Also, again, illiteracy made them not to be critical thinkers. All right, they're illiterate. They're not educated enough to have. When you are educated, even this mathematics, okay, it shapes your brain to think critically. Okay, that is the math is not just to look for numbers to take 1 + 1. No, they give you, if you go to secondary school, they give you certain very difficult so that you can think, sit down and think. Okay, So by the time you graduate, you have
critical thinking skills.
Thinking skills, because your brain will rewire. Okay, our brain are flexible. They can rewire themselves. They can adapt. Okay, so and this is what helps the Southerners. Okay, there's Islam is prominent in the southwestern Nigeria. Okay, however, because there's education there, they're able to know that okay, this is the economical state of this and this and this. No, we can't do it like this. I don't want stress. Blah blah blah. You understand? And a man will marry 4 wives, just neglect the women like that. All right, just neglect them. Some of them will be, misbehaving in the society. They will not even properly train the children. The woman will just be there giving birth. She's not educated, and she said, oh, God will take care of the kids because God says so. So it's very
I hear this all the time. Somebody is struggling. They don't have a house to live, and they're giving birth to 15 children, and they say God will take care of the children.
Yeah. So all this thing is also another factor. Okay, the religion, if it's balanced with education, is good. Okay, when religion is balanced, everything is balanced. Even diet when it's not balanced, it will affect you. Malnourishment is a problem. It's a disease. All right. So when the religion is there and the education is there, everything will be balanced. That way we will not have haphazardness in our society. Just like the Southwesterners, look at how stable they are. We are not perfect. All of us are flawed. However, their own is it have limits.
So you're saying that you have a significant proportion of Southwesterners that are Muslims.
Yes.
And yet they don't,
they don't have the kind of mentality we have in the northern Nigeria.
What kind of mentality?
Illiteracy. All right.
Yeah, but you have a lot of people that are not educated in the south as well.
Exactly. Okay, Dangote. How many children does Dangote have? 3 billionaire. So our rich elites don't even have many kids.
It's the poor ones that are giving birth.
Exactly.
Every day.
And what is the common factor that encourage that? It's illiteracy.
Yes.
Okay, when you are educated, you are able to balance something. Even all this science that they teach us, balance diet, this is just to wire our brain to think in a certain way. Okay, this man have 3 daughters. He did not start impregnating everybody and say, I want a male, I want a male. No, he had 3 kids. He's a billionaire. He's the number 1 richest man in Africa. Have only 3 daughters.
And it's, I think, Hausa or Fulani.
Shikena.
He's Hausa, right?
He's the Hausa Fulani. He's half Hausa Fulani. His mother is from Yola Fulani. All right, very rich people. All right. So only 3. Why? Because of education. All right. Education balance things.
Your mind.
Even the Christianity, there are certain teachings that if not that education, they accepted it quick and balance it with education, we'll have haphazard.
Yeah, but when you speak like that, some people think you're attacking the religion.
No. The northern Nigeria is not balanced. Especially, firstly, power is not balanced there. Okay. Power is monopolized also by Islam. All right. Power is monopolized. That is why they institutionalize Sharia. Okay. So
do you have a problem with Islam?
No, I don't have problem with Islam.
Yeah, but when people say, oh, it's because they are Muslims that they are doing this, are you saying that something is wrong with the doctrine and it's not like that in other religion? Is that what you're saying?
Okay, first of all, we're talking about balance here. All right. When something is not balanced, there'll always be a gap. Okay, for instance, this one is down, this one is up. There's gap there.
Yeah.
All right, there's gap. But when things are balanced, there won't be gap. There will be sufficiency. All right. When Islam decides to monopolize power, and this did not encourage competent leaders. We are not able to get competent leaders. So basically, if you can only be a governor if you're a Muslim in a place where Sharia is institutionalized. What if this Muslim is not competent? What if he is not competent?
You get another Muslim that is competent.
Okay, what if another Muslim is not competent? And okay, what if at that time is only maybe a traditional worshiper?
Yeah, but like politics is also a game of number. So if politics is a game of number. So for instance, in Zamfara, there's a Christian that is competent, but he doesn't have the same amount of following. A Muslim that is less competent will be the governor. Why?
Exactly. This is why.
Yeah, but that is the flaw of
democracy. Is why I say imbalance.
That is the flaw of democracy in itself, and not just just because they are Muslims, okay? And this is why you can elect people like Donald Trump, because the people have charisma, they have the following because of their religious beliefs, or they have the showmanship. People vote for different reasons. And like you said, education is the primary thing.
Yeah.
Somebody will vote for another person because they like the agbada, the dress, the regalia they are wearing. Others will vote because they know how to speak English very well and they are incompetent in so many areas.
Okay, now, like I said earlier, like the political system is not balanced in the northern Nigeria. Okay, because when people, like I said, there is certain indoctrination due to the presence of institutionalization of Sharia. It's only Muslims that are able to hold significant amount of power. And what if a Muslim is now competent? And the Muslim community, they really don't care about competence. Okay,
what do they care about?
When the goal, when the goal is okay, we want competent leader. All right, then we will work towards the goal and achieve it, right? But when the goal is we want Muslim ticket, then we will be pursuing the Muslim, just let Muslim enter.
So it says it's a religious agenda to take power and to control and dominate, irrespective of whether the person is qualified or not.
Yeah, what I'm saying is that the imbalance in the northern Nigeria too is one of the things that is affecting. The primary reason for this is lack of education. Okay, when someone is educated, also educational environment helps you be flexible. Okay, educational environment, because in my school we have different tribes. Okay, we have in my department we have about 15 tribes. All right,
and as you're interacting with them, you open your mind to new ideas.
Yeah, you are opening. They are taking from you. You are taking from them. You become one together. You become one person, and we have one common goal in my department, which is to study educational management. Right, we have the same goal, so we have common ground. All right, so we are able to cooperate. We integrate, we cooperate with each other. Okay, so if the northern Nigeria have this level of, if we are educated at certain level, we will know our political system wouldn't be haphazard like this.
Yeah, the way
okay.
It is,
so but typically the an average Muslim in the northern Nigeria is Quranic educated, and all these clergymen they teaches hate. Okay, hate people, hate Christian, hate this, kafiri, this and this. Kafiri cannot rule us, this and this. You understand what I'm saying? So all these things will make people set a goal that is very uncalled for, like the goal that when you achieve it is harmful.
Yeah,
it's attainable. Yeah,
it's attainable, but it's dangerous.
It's harmful. You understand? So the educational environment shapes your mentality. Okay, it helps you be flexible, not rigid. So
it's all, and again, like going back again, education is the panacea to most of these problems. So let's go to another area, which is the inflation in the country, economic problems.
Okay.
And people say the cost of transportation have gone up over the past weeks, past week or 3 weeks or thereabout. The cost of everything, because all is connected to energy, connected to oil and so on and so forth. And you look at this war going on in Iran. What's your take on the war, by the way? What do you think?
Okay, I'm really not into
international politics. But what is your take? You've heard about what's going on there.
Okay, in my own, with all the news I've heard so far, President Trump is fighting a regime. Okay, and I kind of want to relate with that because we have that in the northern Nigeria. Okay, it's very prominent in this, especially in the northwest and northeast, and we have that dynamic of power. All right, like for instance, the caliphate is like the supreme. Anybody who occupies that position is the supreme leader there. Although it's not fully like the strength is not that strong yet, because the whole country is not under that umbrella. It's just 12 states out of 36 states, right? You understand? So but in the northern Nigeria, especially northeast and northwest, we have that similar structure of power.
Yeah.
All right. So and I know the harm it can cause. Okay, Islamic regime, it can cause.
So you are fully in support of Trump's position, even though you say you don't really know much about it. For you, and again, this is what I get from a lot of, at least you are honest to say, Well, I don't really know about what is going on, but because I have suffered under this sort of regime in the Northwest and the Northeast, I can relate with Trump, even though I don't know much about it.
Yeah. I don't know much about it, but this is my own take, yeah, on that. And also, when Trump is attacking, he didn't attack the whole country. He's attacking the people who are in control of that kind of government.
On
So,
February 28th, they attacked a school in the center of Iran and killed 65 schoolgirls. The oldest among them is 14 years old. America did it.
well, innocent people can be used as a shield, just like is it ISIS in Palestine or Al Qaeda, or what are they called again?
So basically,
Hamas, yeah, just like the Hamas
that's
are
what
using
yeah.
Palestinians as a shield.
No, but look, they were having negotiations. The Americans and the Iranians were having negotiations, and the US launched. So it's not like the war had started. America launched that first attack with Israel on the 28th of February, and they are now saying it's a mistake. 165 schoolgirls. What would you say about that? Is this something that anybody should accept?
I really don't know, to be honest with you.
You don't know about this story?
I really don't know like that, to be honest. International politics, I'm not that.
So you don't want to comment on it?
No, I'm not that prominent, okay? So I don't want to say what I don't know, to be quite frank with you.
Yeah, but you agree with Trump?
Yes, I agree.
In so many things.
I agree with Trump because, democracy is the way forward. Yeah.
We've been practicing democracy since 1999. Look, in Nigeria,
we're not prominently practicing that.
We are practicing American-style, liberal, Western style of democracy.
Firstly,
and we copied the American system, hook, line, and sinker, with a lot of modifications. That's what we're practicing.
Yeah, of course. It was even Americans who enforced what is it called? The democracy, right? They enforced it. We didn't just take it. We didn't go and copy it. No, they enforced it. They said we must practice it.
So if somebody forced you to do something, the outcome.
If it can benefit me, let them force me. Yeah, because if not, by now we will still be in dictatorship. We can't even comment. This is just like the northwest and northeast.
Would you want to leave? Would you look at Saudi Arabia today and say that Nigeria is better than Saudi Arabia?
No, I will not say that.
So, but Saudi Arabia does not have democracy.
Saudi Arabia does not. They have a monarchical. All right.
Yeah, system.
They have a monarchical also.
Which is also authoritarian.
Wait, also they are the way they position themselves as Islamic country is generating their money. Is Muslims worldwide are going there to give them money.
Yes.
All right. So yeah, they're doing this thing for the benefit of their own people. All right. But they position themselves as Kaaba is there. They're making money out of tourists, people, pilgrimage going. They're making tons of money. All right. It's enriching them because they position themselves in a certain way. It's not like they care. To be quite honest with you, that why they even invited Cardi B. Cardi B to
but since MBS came to power, the Crown Prince, the Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman.
Cardi B.
Yeah, they're opening up Saudi Arabia, but that goes back to your argument about democracy as the best system, because the Americans are okay with the Saudis practicing the monarchical system, which is very, very authoritarian in nature, by the way. They're locking up journalists. There was even a case of them. They went to Turkey and slaughtered and butchered the journalist called Jamal Khashoggi. They're hanging religious leaders. I think in 2025, the number of people hung by Saudi Arabia was over 300. So again, when you talk about democracy and the Americans forcing us to adopt democracy,
firstly,
and they're not forcing the Saudis to do that, isn't that double standard? And you see that the Saudis are prosperous and we are not.
Well, first of all, the Saudis are like cooperating with the Americans. Okay, cooperating with them. Everything is
and doing whatever they are told to do.
Yes, like the cooperation. Is not that bad, to be honest. Firstly, when you go to
is it cooperation
when you even go to Saudi, like how developed Saudi is, all right, it's well developed. Okay, the country is well developed. they're doing fine there, all right, except for strict religious enforcing, right? But here there's strictly enforced religion. Even there,
and we have democracy that you want.
Wait. There's strictly, for instance, in the northern Nigeria, there's no democracy. There's Sharia.
No, there is democracy across Nigeria.
No, it's just cliche, because why would there be Sharia and democracy? It doesn't make sense.
So you're saying you don't really agree that
I don't agree that
real democracy in Nigeria?
No, I don't agree with that. And to be quite honest,
so if I want to be a governor of Katsina State, would I have to go through the Sharia court or through the what they call the ulamas, the madrasa, or will I go through INEC, the electoral system in Nigeria? You go through the electoral system.
You go through electoral system, okay? Because even though northern Nigeria, especially northwest and northeast, they're practicing the institutionalized Sharia, rather, they are still considered Nigerian, okay? If they reject that, of course, ruckus will happen from the places where Sharia is not enforced, okay? Out of 36 states, 12 states are practicing Sharia. 24 states will rise up and say, what is that?
Yeah, but that is the Nigerian legal dispensation. You have the penal code and the criminal code in the south. So the penal code in the north is what has enabled them to adopt some of these customary laws, and with that is the Sharia, application of Sharia in some of those states.
Okay, why? What is wrong with the rule of law?
No, the rule of law is fantastic. The rule of law is the supremacy of the Constitution, right? But you're talking about Sharia, and I'm telling you that the legal system in Nigeria have been, which we inherited from the British, because when the British were here, what they did is the same thing that's happening today. In the North, what they did is that they did not really interfere with the system in the North. They did not really interfere with the processes in the North. Lord Lugard, who was the governor of the Northern Protectorate at that time, before he became Governor General in 1914, allowed the North to have that. They didn't even give them Western education, because the religious leaders, then the Sultan and his people told them, no, you cannot, come and disrupt the already existing system we have. So their system is tailor-made for this sort of politics. And this is why they dominate Nigerian politics. Why? Because it's very structural. It's, top to bottom. Whatever the religious leaders tell them, they do. And, they're very more, they're unlike the Southerners that are very acephalous and stubborn, okay? So, but the point I'm making is that this is the legal system that we inherited from the British. And in that, you can apply customary law, which in this case, Sharia law in the North. Okay. So, well, if they are not applying the Sharia law to you or anybody as a Christian in the North, why do you have a problem with them applying Sharia law to their own people?
Okay, first of all, they apply first of all, when during the Lord Lugard period, the Sharia law was ended until 1999, when after the independence. It was in 1999 that Zamfara,
the Fourth Republic.
Wait, the Zamfara. There is a governor in Zamfara called Usman Yerima. The governor is the one who reinstitutionalized, because the first person who will institutionalize Sharia was Danfodio. Okay, when Lord Lugard then came, they introduced indirect rule. Okay, yes. It's just like taking order from the superiors to the. Of course, the religious leaders were left there. The ones who they met there were left there. However, they are only answerable to the British people. They are not the ones creating their laws, whatever. No, they are only answerable to the British, because if you decide to disobey them or go against them, they can eliminate you, remove you, and put another person there that can work for them. All right.
Let me ask you this.
Okay.
Are you against Sharia law?
The institutionalization I'm against. Okay. The Sharia law is a religious law. Okay, and it's not only Muslims that exist in the northern Nigeria, and due to the presence of this institutionalization, you know what that means now? That means that the Sharia, like Islamic way of life, is the only acceptable way of life. When you are in a state where a Sharia law is institutionalized, you must wear hijab as a woman. Okay, you must wear hijab. You must not even make any criticism against the leaders. It is blasphemy. You know, all those things. All right. So in fact, and this is breeding extremists. So Sharia is dangerous when it is institutionalized. Now it has become a political system, not just a religious policies. Now it has become a really, a political system. It has become a government instead of a political, instead of a religious policy. All right, they institutionalize it, meaning that this is Islamic way of life is the only acceptable way of life, which ought not to be so. Okay, Muslims, currently, because Muslims are fasting, some schools were closed. All right.
In the north.
In the north, because Muslims were fasting.
And there, what if there are Christians living in that area?
Exactly, Christians are there. Like places like Kaduna, Christians are very prominent, but Sharia is there. All right, Sharia is there, and also when you eat, in fact, food vendors cannot are out of business during Ramadan for 30 days.
They're not allowed to sell.
They are not allowed to sell food in the morning during the time Muslims are fasting, maybe in the evening. Okay, if I want to eat as a Christian, I cannot eat outside. I'll be arrested by Hizbah police. They even have police.
During Ramadan?
Yes, during Ramadan. All right. So it's not supposed to be like that in a place where we have other people who have different belief system from you. You cannot say Islamic way of life is the only acceptable way of life. Like institutionalization of Sharia is wrong. All right, especially in a country like Nigeria. Other people from other country, other states from the south are coming there to do businesses, and it's inconvenient. Okay.
Yeah, it's crazy. So you're saying that the reason you disagree with Sharia law applied in some of these northern states is that they have institutionalized Sharia law,
yes,
and imposed it on non-Muslims.
Yes.
And that your examples is that during Ramadan, they close down schools. People from sell food, even though they are Christians, even though they don't follow Sharia law and they're not supposed to follow.
No, even though they're not Muslim, because Sharia is applicable to everybody. And you must always cover your head. Okay, like Sokoto, like where I'm from. Yeah.
You have to cover your head.
You must be covered. Okay. And
what if you don't cover your head?
Then you will be arrested by Hizbah police.
Meaning the religious police.
You know Hizbah police, right?
Yes.
Yes, we have Hizbah police.
In also, some of those states.
In the states that institutionalize Sharia, okay. And recently, okay, I'll show you the video later. There's this lady from Kaduna, from Polytechnic of Kaduna. She was crying. I don't know if, okay, you are not that prominent in our local politics. She was crying on the video that they refused them to enter school because, and also she was wearing something covered, but she wasn't covering her head. This is so I see that they said they are not allowed to enter the school because they were not properly dressed. And that lady was showing, oh, look at me, I'm dressed from head to toe. I'm dressed. Look at my dressing. And in my mind I was like, but you are not covering your head now.
Yeah.
You are not covering your head. This is Kaduna. This is Sharia. Like, you are living in a Sharia institutionalized state. So you must be covered from head to your toe now.
Yeah.
Yes.
But Kaduna is more liberal in terms of it's not like Zamfara or like some of these states like Sokoto. Kaduna is more because you have a lot of Christians in Kaduna.
And the fact that Sharia is you understand what I say, institutionalized, meaning that Islamic way of life is the only acceptable way of life. So if Islam teaches you to be covering your head, you must cover your head in a place where Sharia is institutionalized.
And if the Christians refuse to do it, what will happen?
Then you will, for instance, those students were denied entry into the school.
Because they have their hairs flying, they didn't cover their hair.
Yes. Yes. They'll be denied certain things, or even their life sometimes.
They'll take their life sometimes.
Yeah.
Do you know of any example of any life that was taken because they went against the religion?
Yeah, like someone like Deborah, very prominent. It's very many, okay, especially in Sokoto. Like there is this guy, Ijabo. Anyway, his story is not even popular. Many, okay, they're very many. All right, many of them. We can't even name them because there are many. Sometimes they will arrest you, take you to Sharia law, Sharia court, and you will not return again.
What will you say to people that are saying that you are masquerading as a Fulani girl, that you are not a Fulani girl, and that you are blaspheming Islam, and that you are, you are supporting Southerners that have a problem with the Fulanis? What would be your response to that?
Firstly, I don't really care about their opinion of me, whether I'm a Fulani or not, because I know my ethnic background, okay? I know my ethnic background, so I don't really care about their opinion. They are strangers. I don't know them. They don't know me. So also the Southerners, they are the ones who are seeing this problem. Okay, they are the ones who are, because of education now, it's illuminated the problem. Like, you know, just like so, you know, you are somewhere and there's light in a place,
You can
just
say
like
the
here,
light.
here is illuminated, so you are able to see objects. But we are in darkness. We are ignorant. We are not educated. Okay, so we don't have the a critical ability, thinking. Okay, critical thinking ability rather. So
To see that this is
to
wrong.
see, because knowledge is also light.
But you will say that a lot of people from the north, prominent people from the north, professors, medical doctors, engineers, scientists are from the north. So when you say that they don't have education in the north, that is a relative statement. A lot of northerners are very educated.
First of all, I'm going by the statistics. Okay, for instance, 20 million children are out of school according to UNICEF in 2026. Okay, UNICEF said 20 million children are out of school in Nigeria, and 80% of 20 million are from the northern Nigeria. Please, what is 80 million? 80% of 20 million.
80% of 20 million should be about, I think, 16 million or something like that.
Exactly. So this is why I said that we are not educated. Just few amount of us are educated. So it's not enough. Okay, it's not enough.
So education is the primary problem of all the social problems in the north.
For instance, a one candle cannot light up the whole room like this. Look at how many bulbs you have to light up this room like this. So, like, because a handful of us are educated doesn't mean education is prominent there. Also, education is like a luxury too. It's a luxury there. You know, prominent people are able to send their children out of school, out of the country to go and study abroad. All right, but an average northerner cannot do that. They don't have that power. They don't have the capacity. All right. Of course, we have schools there. We have schools in the northern Nigeria. We have universities.
Yeah, the schools are getting attacked constantly.
Yes.
Kidnapping of school
Exactly. Parents cannot even allow their children to go to school because the child may go to school and will not come back to them because of insecurity.
Yeah, I can't imagine in my life that somebody will go to like a school in Lagos, because like most people are sending their children to school. You now go to school and and kidnap people to ask government for money. That wouldn't happen in most of the places in the south. I mean, it's happening. Kidnapping is a general problem in the country.
But when into the school, this is just rebellion.
It's morally wrong.
And even it's kind of like rebellion against the educational system itself. Like, why would you go to school and go and be abducting children, like school children? This is kind of like a rebellion, so that, you know, people, because they perceive education to be formal education to be Western. Okay, the Western, and you know, anything Western is not halal, it's haram.
And this is what Boko Haram means.
Exactly. Okay, yes, you are right. They hate education so much that they even created an organization to fight it. Okay, so we are really in trouble in the
But most
Nigeria.
northerners I meet are very nice people. They tell me, look, this problem is really affecting us. We want this to end. We're not against Western education, but there are a lot of people here that are not really, they've not seen the light, so to speak. And so most of them are enthusiastic about changing things. So, like, who's the real cause of the problem? Is it the religious leaders? Is it the political elite? Or is it...
First of all, political elite. Okay, when the British came earlier to introduce, it's Portuguese. Okay, it was Portuguese who first came to, Portuguese missionaries.
Brought Christianity.
They are the ones who brought, who first brought education, formal education to the country. Okay, and the southern Nigerians were flexible people. Even though...
No, they benefited from it. You know why?
Yeah.
Why? Because they are close to the coast.
Sorry?
Why? Because they are close to the coast. It's easier to go coming through the coast and bring that education, and it's harder to go to the north because the north at that time was difficult to penetrate for geographical reasons, for logistical reasons, and so on and so forth. So it will make a lot of sense that the Portuguese came and they just stayed in the south. That's why.
First of all, if the Southerners resisted them, okay, they don't have power. Okay, they didn't come with any ammunition. They just came with the gospel, with education alongside with it, to develop communities, right? If the Southerners say no, they are not gonna force it.
Yeah, but Islam also came from the north, and the northerners did not reject it. People are open to changes and civilization and so on and so forth. So it came from the north, and the northerners accepted it as well. So it's a two-way thing. It's the position.
No. First of all, Islam was here even before Islam was in southern Nigeria, especially in Kano, Borno, this present-day Yoruba land. Okay, Yorubas in the south were very deep, accepted Islam.
No, the Islam came later. And by the way, the Kanem Borno empires, I think, from the northeast all the way to the north central or something like that.
No, they are present-day Yoruba people now.
Yeah, I'm not really sure about that. But again, I'm saying that Islam came from the north, Christianity came from the south. Is that not true?
No.
Christianity came from the south. And this is why you have majority of Christians from the south and the center, and Islam came from the north. This is why you have a lot of, so again, there are geographical factors as well.
Okay. When Islam came from the south, from the northern Nigeria and entered the south, the southerners say no, they don't want.
So many of them rejected it. Some of them fought against it.
Okay, why?
You know the story of Afonja. I'm not even going to tell you. There's a story of the thief people in Benue from the north central. That's not the south, by the way. In the north center, they rejected it and fought, and most of them died. I don't know. Yeah, because naturally, some people are not open to evolution and change, especially when they see something coming from the outside. And some people tend to reject it, and others tend to accept it. And so there are so many stories and instances of that. So it's not just peculiar to the north. That's the point I'm making.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. And the last point, because I'm not sure you really addressed it. Somebody said in one of your videos that you are a self-hating Fulani girl. Do you consider yourself a self-hating Fulani girl?
Of course, I don't hate self-hate. Like, if I self-hate, why would I be magnifying my culture up and down?
You magnify your culture. You wear the attire.
Why should I magnify my culture? Okay, I shouldn't. I put my culture on a pedestal. Why should I do that? And it's not even when I even started initially. I didn't even start content creation because I even need money. I started it because of cultural appreciation that I have. That is all. I never.
And now you're offending a lot of Fulani people.
They're just ignorant, okay? An average Fulani is ignorant and they're tribal bigots.
But you're saying that on one hand, and on the other hand, you say that they have power. So if they're ignorant, these two things don't go like. If
the fact that you have power doesn't mean you are not ignorant of certain things now.
Of course, you can be ignorant.
You can lack critical thinking. Okay, for instance, the aristocrats today they all inherited power. It's not like they fought for the power or they used their mind to get it. No, he inherited the power. All right, so it's different. An average Fulani is not having critical thinking. So I will not really, I don't even blame them now. Okay, to be quite frank with you, I'm not offended by their comments. All right, I know they are also victims.
Yeah, some of them you say they are victims of the
lack of education. Our elites who are educated. They did not improve the educational system, because if they improve the educational system in the northern Nigeria, their own people too will benefit from it, right?
Which is a good thing.
Which is a good thing, all right? But they're not doing. They are just hoarding power and they're not using it to develop their society, and it's also even affecting their own people.
So the people in power today are the Southerners. The president is a Southerner, and most of his cabinets and his people that hold power with him in the presidency are mostly from the south and center, and even from the north. It's an all-inclusive government, but he's from the south. How can you assess his performance compared to the 8 years of President Buhari, and what are some of the challenges we have today in the country?
See, let me tell you, no matter how bad a southern leader is, he won't be as bad as the northern Nigeria. Okay, he's in power, right? Did he start any problems he's not fixing any problem in the south, no problem. But is he creating the problems for the people? Is he creating problems? Is he recruiting bandits? Did criminality happen and they didn't judge the criminality?
So you're defending the Nigerian president?
I'm not defending him because northern Nigeria is also Nigeria too. Why is he not concerned about our well-being?
He is. The president have stated so many times that he's interested in ending this banditry. He's interested in.
Why is he not ending it? He's next year will be like it will be 4 years. What is he doing about it? Instead, everything is getting worse day by day. Why is he not doing his job?
Yeah, but you said before that northern elites are the ones that are festering this and want this to continue so they can benefit. So how is it the fault of the president?
First of all, on a normal ground, the president is supposed to have the ultimate power in the country.
Supposed to, very important.
Yeah, he's supposed to have ultimate power in the country.
When you say supposed to, it means what ought to be and not what is.
Yes. So when something is happening, he's the one who's supposed to address it. Address his ministers, governors who are in charge of the states. For instance, this Borno state that is currently, heavily infested with banditry. All right, call the governor. Hey, why are you not doing your job? It's not like he's not seeing the news every day. He's seen the news. Why?
He's probably not seeing it.
Like, and the governors are basically like one of his staffs.
No, the governors are elected executives and they exercise power because the principle of federalism.
I know. Like the three branches of power in the country, right? The executives, the legislatives, and the
which
judiciary.
Which is different,
right? The executive. I know the governors are the However, still, when it has to do with highest authorities, the president.
Yeah, the president.
Even though the governors are executives, yes, he's the highest in command, even in the military.
Yes.
Yeah. So why is he not doing anything about it?
He's doing his best, according to him.
What's best?
Yeah, they have,
Why are they building rehabilitation center for terrorists?
Under this government? No, that.
Yes, under this same government. They are building rehabilitation center for them. What about the victims? Currently, victims are displaced in all these places that bandits, the survivors of these bandit attacks, they are there displaced. Nobody care about them. Why do they care about the bandits' well-being? This is why I'm always angry with Gumi. Because why would you care more about the bandits more than the victims? Me, I'm on the victim side. That is why they hate me.
And so Gumi would say that the bandits are only reacting this way because their communities have been denied of social amenities. That their communities have been denied of certain privileges and certain rights. That's what Gumi is saying. Do you disagree with him?
What privileges are they deprived that other people are not deprived? What privileges? Everybody is not educated in the north. The education affects everybody. The educational system that is bad in the northern Nigeria, it affects Kanuri, Hausa, Bagi, everybody. It affects everybody. Is it only Fulani is affecting? The economy, is it only Fulani is affecting? There are more than 100 ethnic groups in the northern Nigeria. When one system is bad, it affects everybody there. Why are they not waging war against the people? Why are they not? Okay, fine. Let's say they are denied basic privileges. Why are they not waging war against the government? Why are they waging innocent people who are minding their business, who are also victims?
Yeah, I agree with you. It's terrorism, but you can understand Shegumi's point.
I don't understand Shegumi, and God forbid, I will never understand Shegumi. God
you
forbid.
Have a problem with him?
I have a problem with him. Because this basic amenity, everybody is affected. Educational system is flawed. Everybody is a victim. Everybody is a victim. So you cannot choose because these people.
So if you believe that Shegumi is sympathizing,
that is even tribalism, okay? Because it's his own people. Why is he not advocating for the Kanuris who are in Boko Haram? Why is he only advocating for the bandits? Why is he not advocating for the Kanuris? Why is it that when it was Fulanis who are causing the harm, he's not saying they are our brothers, they need to negotiate? Why is he doing that? That is tribalism.
So you believe nothing good can come from Shegumi?
Shegumi is I will never agree with him. He is also a perpetrator as long as he's not sympathizing
So
with the victims.
If you're saying all of this, why is the government not arresting him?
How am I supposed to know? He said the government also knows about what he's doing. Like he knows about the T groups. He knows their names. He knows them by their names. He knows them by their location.
Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, thank you so much, guys. We are bringing the conversation to an end. If you guys have questions, start writing down your questions. We are going to ask her. If you're watching on YouTube and on Facebook, don't forget to subscribe on my YouTube, Savvark Media, Savvark Media, and hit the notification bell. We have with us here today Hauwa. Hauwa is a Fulani beautiful girl, and she's still in school, by the way, and she has a very strong opinion on what is going on in the north, and it's been controversial lately. She's been trending on X and other platforms. So don't forget to also follow her on her social media handle. She's live right now on TikTok as Hauwa Puhllo. You know, Puhllo is she's Fulani, so Hauwa Puhllo. So follow her on TikTok, and hopefully she'll be on other social media platform as well. So if you have any question, you can write your questions, and you can request to come up and ask a question. So it's one person at a time. Thank you so much for joining.
Okay. Thank you all. I really appreciate that.
Thank you.
Thank you for joining. Thank you also, Sam, for having me.